Hi, my name is Emma Brown, and I'm a horn performance student at Michigan State and a Spanish minor. And I don't know why I started that way. That really has nothing to do with what this video is about, but now you know. So this is the first entry of my October video diary. So the first one that I did was a July-August one, and that's up on my channel. So if you want a more complete explanation of like what this is and why I'm doing it, go watch the first, like, I think it's within the first like 7 or 8 minutes of that video. I explain it hopefully pretty well. It's Monday, October 5th, 2020. Normally I would have done an entry on the first of the month, but I just didn't feel like doing anything until today, the 5th. So actually I felt like doing something yesterday, but I looked awful because I showered and just let my hair air dry, and it was a very like kind of look. So anyways, but basically I always remember my grandmother and my mom talking about my great-grandmother keeping a diary of things that happened in her life. You know, some of it was, you know, her feelings and personal thoughts, but a lot of it was what went on in their town and also the country, and then just kind of like it was just a record, and it was really interesting to look back at. And so I've always wanted to keep a diary, but I'm really bad about like sitting down and like writing down. But I find it easier to say things out loud, and I really enjoy the process of video editing. I'm probably not very good at it, but I enjoy the process. I decided to do that, and it's been working so far. And the reason I started it now was because I'm in my sophomore year of doing undergrad horn performance at Michigan State University. And yeah, I just, you know, it's really weird to be in a pandemic, but also, you know, a college student in a pandemic, but also a music student in the pandemic. So I wanted to record what are all these like white things. I don't know if you can see them in, I don't know. I think it's just dust. My room is dusty. Anyway, so I wanted to record kind of what it's like, and this is less of like a video to be looked at currently, but more of something that I would like to look at, you know, in the next like 3 or 5 or 20 or 60 years. One like huge thing that's happened in the pandemic is, or since I started doing, hang on, this is gonna be loud, or since I stopped doing the September video diary, was President Trump is in the hospital for COVID. Usually I don't focus on like national news like that in these diaries, but like I've been keeping up with that story and like reading it for obvious reasons. I am 19, so this is the first election ever that I will be participating in. I already participated in the primaries, so I'm trying to keep up with that story and also all of that. So I thought I would mention that. That happened Friday the 2nd. Was when we all found out, and it's currently Monday the 5th. So most of what this will focus on is my life as a music student in the pandemic. So things are going well. There's another white thing. We've had probably like a third of the semester so far, and it doesn't feel like that much. Time is passing really weirdly. Because I'm just like at this desk or standing right here practicing for most of the weekdays. On weekends I'll do something memorable, but like there's just like a gap of time when I'm just like in the same place doing the same thing, so it's kind of odd. I'm about to sound really like old but I keep seeing like high school aged students, or maybe even middle school aged students, just like riding bikes at like 10 in the morning, or like there's 2 girls walking their dog right now, and I understand that like maybe they're on lunch at this time of day. It's like 11:40, but also like, are they just not going to class? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I won't put this in, but I've noticed that I'm sitting at my desk looking out at this big window, so I've gotten to know this particular street really, really well. don't know if you heard that, but I can't tell if they're arguing or talking about some hot tea. Anyways, so something that has been going on a lot since I stopped my last, there was a weird like gap of 4 days. I already explained that, I think, but anyways, something that has gone on since I last did an entry in September was my quintet has made a lot of progress doing our recital. So at MSU, there's we have an honors brass program, and basically what that is they excuse you. Wait, sorry, that might be important. So at MSU, they have an honors brass program, which is basically out of every class, they form a brass quintet, and I'm the horn player for our sophomore brass quintet. Our trombone player is a freshman, but the rest of us are sophomores, and we were kind of formed as a sophomore group. And so the four of us have been playing together for 1 year, and our trombone player is new. So there's 4 undergrad groups, and then there's 1 graduate group that has both master's and doctoral students in it. There's a scholarship attached to it, and we have to give a recital as part of the requirements to keep that scholarship, but we like can't do a live recital, obviously, for safety reasons, even if we all lived in Michigan, but one of our trumpets and our trombone player are out of state, and so it's not really super possible. So what we're having to do is record our parts, and one of our trumpet players is editing them all together, and we're just trying to work that out. Normally we would have a coaching once per week with a member of the faculty, and this year our faculty member is the trumpet professor, so we're trying to schedule those, and like, what are we even going to talk about, because like, you know. And then also it's been difficult because the deadline is like super soon. It's rumored that it's going to be October 23rd which is less than 20 days away, and we have like a rough draft of the first movement, and our trumpet player who's doing the editing is like supposedly editing the final version, which I'm sure will turn out fine, but it's just kind of like a nail biter, especially because I'm doing the video editing, and my program, I use iMovie to edit everything, and it makes it very difficult to do like a lot of little frames. Like if I wanted to do 5 frames all together, it would be very difficult and time consuming. So I'm trying to like come up with a way to do the editing in an interesting way, but also very efficient, and you know, not too like clumsy kind of way, if that makes sense. So that's what's happening. Also, they told us that it was a possibility that we usually do a holiday concert for brass quintets. It's like a very like poppy kind of thing. We might do that, and we might also not do that. So that kind of depends on how the groups are doing after this recital. So this is how we're gonna play together and fulfill that requirement and keep our scholarship and yada 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 yada. Also, I want to talk about, sorry, this is a very long entry because I also want to talk about band. I'm disappointed in our band course so far. Basically, if you go back and watch my July and August video diary, in August we thought that we were going to go back, and obviously we didn't. I'm at home. This is my bedroom at home. But we thought that some people were going to go back and be in a live ensemble, but some people were going to stay home and do a virtual ensemble. And so that should have been all planned out and ready to go by the end of August. And then we got the news that we were all going to stay home unless it was absolutely necessary for us to go back. And the band directors kind of, I don't know, yeah, I got the sense from them that they were like freaking out, not knowing what to do. I don't know, so far the course has been very disorganized. Yeah, so we had this one project that, it's not important what the project was, but it was kind of complicated, and it involved recording and taking other people's recordings and putting them together to make a little 2-minute song. We're having guest speakers every Friday, and so the guest speaker for the first 2 weeks, or like the first week and the third week or something like that, was this composer. Her name's Alex Shapiro, and she did a good job, and her work seems super interesting, and nothing against her, and also nothing against the band directors, but she had written the assignment, and thought that that was going to go in the syllabus verbatim, and so that's how she was instructing us. The band directors had changed her assignment slightly. That's what went into one version of the syllabus, but there was also a second version of the syllabus floating around out there. So we were getting 3 different versions of what we were supposed to do. People were very confused. There were also 2 different due dates. One was 2 weeks after we got the assignment, and the other was like 5 weeks after we got the assignment. So it was very different. And they did end up giving us the later due date, so none of us, we all had a chance to complete the assignment. And then they eventually clarified, but it was very disorganized and confusing. And now we're having a bunch of different projects kind of like piled on, and it's very unclear, and it's not like linear at all. It's very like nebulous and just disorganized. It's so disorganized that they miscounted the days on the syllabus, and so they didn't put that we have class this week at all, and they didn't schedule a guest speaker for Friday, so we have the week off from band. That's not my least favorite course, but it's the one that's the most frustrating for me right now. It's just, I need some clear instruction, and we're just not getting it, which is odd because usually the band directors do an excellent job. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And yeah, that's the end of the first entry for October. I'm really happy that I'm doing this regularly. I'm still editing September, but it will be up by the time October is up, obviously. I'm gonna end this now because it's super way too long. Bye. All right. Hello. I turned the gain up on my microphone, so if the audio quality is really bad, I had to fix something and made an even bigger mess of it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in kind of a low place today, just because, you know, I have a ton of homework, so this is gonna be brief. But basically, I'm planning on entering a horn, well, actually, technically it's a brass competition, but I will enter with my horn, competition that Michigan State is running, or the brass faculty at Michigan State is running. That was a very unclear explanation. Brass competition run by brass at MSU. I'm gonna do it. I don't like listening to that when I edit, so I'm gonna do it. So the reason that I'm recording tonight is today we early this morning at 7:48 this morning, before I was even up, we got an email from the Housing Assignments Office at MSU, and the subject line is 2021-22 on-campus housing updates. So we're looking at a large span of time, and basically what it says is the timing for housing is going to be different this year. Residence hall sign up, which is what I would be doing. I'm going to live in the residence halls for as long as I can because I hate cleaning, so, and also it's like 5 minutes from the music building, so I can get more sleep, and I'm all about that. So residence hall sign up has been delayed until January 2021. So, and they say that they would have liked to delay apartment sign up, but they can't because it's a more complicated sign up process. So, and they say that they want students to have time to make a decision, and they say that more details will be shared later in October. So it's kind of very neutral news because there's not a ton of information. It could mean a lot of different things. It's almost postscript, but it's at the very bottom of the email. It says late January to mid-April is the 2021-22 residence hall sign up. They're really pushing things back, and I'm not sure what that means, and I'm not gonna overanalyze it. Okay, also, I don't know why, but this month I just noticed that where I'm sitting, it, like, my glasses reflect weirdly on my eyes. It makes them look really light and fake, and I'm not sure how to deal with that. I've tried to fix the lighting here so many times, because you can go like, you know, the lamp is pointed the other way. I have a desk lamp. it's pointed right at my face. I did this for a while, I think. And then I just thought it was overlit and like uncomfortable to look directly into the light. So now it's just bad. Oh, what else? Oh, okay. So today something happened and they ruled that Governor Whitmer no longer had the authority to do something. It's very unclear to me what it is, because it's not to not declare a state of emergency, I don't think, but it's got something to do with what she did with COVID, which I'm not going to get into that because I'm just mentally really tired of talking and hearing about it, and also just in general. But Michigan State sent out something that nothing has changed for their on-campus policy that they established in late August, early September, and that Ingham County, which is the county that MSU is located in, passed their own emergency orders to, quote, maintain and reinforce the most important public health edicts, use of face coverings, limitations on indoor and outdoor gathering sizes, capacity limits for restaurants, and mandatory employee health screenings. So yeah. I have so much Spanish to do. That's it for tonight. And I will talk to you, whenever. Bye. Hello, is the microphone on? Yes. Hi, it is Sunday, October 11th, 2020. So, okay, I have a lot that I want to talk about tonight. Not a lot of it is like pertinent per se, but this month, honestly, we haven't gotten a lot of information yet. I think that this is another like calm before the storm kind of situation, because like it's way too soon for MSU to be deciding anything, and a lot of like public high schools and middle schools are just now going back, so that will probably play into it. I don't know, my brother goes back tomorrow. But I did want to talk about just some stuff that had happened, because as long as I'm not recording events and more practical things, which was mostly the goal of this, I might as well be recording just like what I'm feeling, because I want to, and I get to decide that. So, alright, so I kept seeing an article pop up on the BBC. I think it was mostly today, maybe yesterday evening. I forget when it was published, but it said that some researchers, I think in Australia, I don't know, don't take any of this as fact, this is just what I remember. Anyways, some of them have been researching, as they do, and they found that the virus can live on phones and like paper bill money for up to 28 days. And I just didn't want to click on it. And I was like, I should read that. It sounds like it applies to me because I pay for a lot of stuff in cash, and I own a cell phone, so, but yeah, I kind of, pulled an ostrich and stuck my head in the sand. Yeah, so then tonight I accidentally clicked on it, and so I was like, I might as well read it. And it turned out that it's under ideal conditions, like without exposure to UV light. So you should leave all of your money outside your house to sit in the sun. And when you do, just like give me a call and like let me know where you are and how much you left out, and just so I can check up on you, Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, there's a lot of people that are saying that they shouldn't be publicizing these results as much as they are, because those conditions don't really exist in everyday life. Stuff gets heated and cooled and exposed to the sun and wiped clean, hopefully. So yeah, wash your hands, because this virus just keeps getting scarier. And then again, on like the subject of, being an ostrich and just kind of like avoidance of stuff I don't want to think about, I've recently been thinking about the music I used to listen to at school. I had like, not a playlist, but like kind of like a set of songs that I liked, and they were like nice and upbeat, and I would like walk across campus and listen to them sometimes, and they were just kind of like, you know, it wasn't classical music, it was like, you know, turn your brain off, kind of just like jazzy walking music, I guess. I don't know. Then they sent us all home, and then I got mono, so I didn't listen to like any music for like a month. When I've tried to listen to it since then, it's just reminded me way too much of school, and I get really sad, you know. But I've been getting them stuck in my head a lot, so maybe I should start listening to them again. Also, now that I look at it, it's not super noticeable on camera. Let's fix that. Oh yeah, that did it. Okay. So this is the worst my skin has been since early high school, and that is because I have been, you know, picking at it and eating a ton of sugar while I'm at home because stress and bad habits and all that jazz. So I've been like trying to get rid of it, obviously. You know, if it was just like a visual thing, I wouldn't really care too deeply, but like they hurt. I want them off my face. So I was thinking about this book that I had, and it was a book on puberty, which, like, you know, great, whatever, you know, people need information about their own bodies. My mom got me when I was like 11, and it was from the American Girl doll company, and so it was very like, it wasn't in your face branded, but their logo was in a lot of places. I don't know. I don't have it anymore, first of all, and I don't remember it clearly enough to say that it was a marketing thing. But I do remember a lot of it was like the same like ideals that they try and, you know, sell their dolls with. So this had like a ton of stuff about your weight and your face skin problems. Oh, and when are your boobs going to grow in? Which is not really the root of the issue, I don't think. I think a lot of insecurity at that time in your life, like middle school era, is not that surface level. But that's what they had in this book. So in the section about breakouts, they had like girls who wrote in with questions, which, you know, were pretty obviously fake, but the one girl who wrote in said that she was getting acne on her forehead, and it was because her bangs were so greasy, and they were like, oh, wash your hair and then like pin back your bangs every once in a while to let your skin kind of breathe, which, like, I guess is pretty good advice. But besides this, I don't break out hardly at all on this side of my forehead, and this side of my forehead is almost constantly broken out. This side doesn't have bangs, so like, what am I supposed to do? So I was thinking about that this week, because skin problems. I'm gonna get back to recording for my brass quintet, which I was also going to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about yet because this one clip is already almost 15 minutes long, unedited, and so I will talk about it soon. I forget how much I've talked about it already, but I do want to talk about some difficulties that have come up because they are COVID specific and they are about being a musician in the pandemic, which is the goal of this. So I should probably talk about that. Also, this shirt is new and I like it. All right, bye. Do, so, mi, 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 re, mi, so, mi, so, do, re, do, ti, la, fa, ti, do, re, re. You just ruined a day. You want to come here? Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. Look at that. I don't think I can conduct with you in my lap. Yeah. Well, I was doing sight singing, but we might as well do my video diary. This is Buddy. There you go. Ignore my messy floor. Buddy's a 10-year-old corgi. And, yep. You don't want them to know your age? My legs are falling asleep, so I guess I'll keep this brief. So basically today, President Stanley sent out this thing about the financial state that MSU is in, and, you know, nothing too concerning. You know, the institution itself is not in trouble, but they are having to do budget cuts and stuff like that, and a lot of workers are on furlough. Also, enrollment overall is down by, I think it was just over 800 people, and enrollment... Ready? It was warm up here, wasn't it? Okay, now he's sitting on my feet. Yeah, so enrollment overall is down, but also enrollment of new students was down by, I think, just over 300. I forget if it was new students overall or if it was just like freshmen, but so we went from almost 50,000 people to under 49,000. What do you think of that? This Halloween we will have had Buddy for 10 years. You want to give us your thoughts? Maybe you can be in the diary that day too. That would be fun. Yeah, so anyways, in terms of how I'm doing, I haven't been doing a lot of diary entries because I've kind of fallen into a pattern, albeit a boring one. Not a lot has been happening, so there just hasn't been stuff to talk about. Yeah, I just, you know, I feel tired and sad all the time, and I know I said this before, but I keep thinking it, that I feel like I felt in high school, minus the like really toxic friendships. So that's about it. Just, you know, really wish I was on campus. What do you think? He's asleep. He comes in here to sleep sometimes when I'm just like doing work on my computer, like after I've finished with music stuff for the day, but little does he know tonight I will be finishing the sight singing assignment he interrupted, and also another one, and practicing piano. So I have like one little like hair stick. You see that? Hair sticking straight out there. Okay, yeah, you can see that light blinking back there. It's so windy tonight, and we had a bad storm Monday night too. It's Wednesday now, so that's that. I gotta get going on this homework, but yeah, maybe we'll have you come in on Halloween. I'm talking to him like he's paying attention to me. I think he's trying to go to sleep. Yeah, no comment. All right. Bye. Whew, all right, hi. It is Monday, October 19th, and I need to get some serious practicing done, so I'm going to keep this brief. But I just got done. I hate GarageBand so much. So much. Are you kidding me? It's telling me I need to relaunch my computer. I'm not doing it. Okay, anyways, I just got done recording the video segment of my brass quintet performance, and what I learned from that process was this camera really is bad. I can maybe insert some footage here. Okay, let me tell you that this is a t-shirt, and that I was wearing in the recording was a wool dress, because we all agreed we were going to wear like fall kind of sweatery stuff, and you can't tell the difference between that and a t-shirt. So I could have been totally, you know, comfortable the whole time instead of just sweating out of every orifice that I have. Yeah, so the other thing that's happened that I was going to wait to tell you guys about, but I don't want to. My brother has had like 2 or 3 symptoms of COVID, but this started Friday night and he got tested on Saturday. But the symptoms could be just like a cold and a slight like reaction to some new medication he's taking, but he got tested. So we get those results Wednesday or Thursday. So there's that. He hasn't like shown any new symptoms or like the ones that he had, I haven't heard anything, so I guess they haven't changed. But that is that, and I really do need to get practicing done, so short entry. That is my dad's. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like an air raid siren, but that is my dad's like dust vacuum. He's a woodworker. Time is passing super weirdly though. Like I'll do something notable one day and then I'll like think of it again sometime later and I'll be like, oh yeah, that thing that I did like 3 days ago, and it will be like a month ago. It's very weird. It's very weird. Weird times. That's about it. Bye. Hello. So I just wanted to give a quick update. My brother's COVID test was negative, which is great. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's... Hang on. That's noise from my dad's wood shop. And it gets piped directly up into my room. He made me this box, which is out of like a quarter of a log. But like it opens up and I keep like, I don't know, here, like thumbtacks and paper clips and like binder clips and stuff in there. He makes a lot of stuff like this and he never like really wants to sell it, but I think a lot of people would like love to buy this though, like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I am taking a light playing day today. I've only done an hour and 10. Yeah, hour and 20 minutes of playing today, and my lip just doesn't feel good, and like I have an old injury here that acts up sometimes and it's been acting up a little bit, so I'm just gonna stop there for tonight. But I'm sure by tomorrow everything will be fine. And I'm pretty swamped with homework. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, 2020, which is a significant date because, first of all, our brass quintet virtual recital contribution is due technically in 2 days, and I just got the first movement video editing done. I'm in charge of the video editing. It's a lot of work. I'll insert some footage here. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun work, but I am swamped. But I also wanted to record today because today is the exact halfway mark of the fall semester. I wanted to give myself the opportunity to give some thoughts, I guess. I hate it. I don't know what really else to say. Yeah, it's not been fun, especially with, you know, comparing to like, you know, where I was at this point last semester. But, you know, academically and playing wise, things are going good. It's just like emotionally, socially, mentally, you know, things could be a lot better. The people who have heard talk about coming back on campus in the spring are pretty evenly divided over whether it will happen or whether it won't. Saying for sure that it won't happen seems really pessimistic to me. And I think it's important to remain positive, but also saying that, yeah, we'll be able to go back just seems really overly optimistic to me. So maybe we'll all just drive halfway there. Yeah, but anyways, there's not really a ton more to say. It's 10 days till Halloween. I'm not planning on dressing up, but I am going to do an entry. All right, as much as I would love to not do homework, I have homework to do. So and then more editing and stuff. Piano. Shoot, okay. I also have to practice piano. I keep forgetting. Oh my gosh. So within the quintet, 4 of us have the same piano lesson teacher. I don't know what you want to call her. But she told 2 of us that she wants us to practice 3 hours a day for a 1 credit basic piano class. And she told the other 2 of us that she wants us to practice 3 times a day. Which, like, I'm not saying that I am saying I think it's kind of dumb, but I don't know. It, like, I can see the value, but also, oh my gosh, if I was teaching someone beginning horn, I wouldn't be this hard on them. I just keep going back to that, like, I'm new at this, and my thumbs are really short, and I'm not good at piano, and I don't, like, see any use for it. Like, you know, I know that there are uses for it, but I think I'm already a good enough player to perform those uses. I don't know. It's another, like, thing in the way of my degree. Yeah, okay. That was very rambly. It's homework time. All right. Bye. Okay. I look how I feel. Great. Hi. It is Sunday, October 25th, and I don't remember how long it's been since my last entry. I'm, like, very nervous that the sound is gonna cut out in the middle of this, because that's just how my week is going. Speaking of week, the connection between my computer and my microphone. Let me take you through my week. Okay, so last time I mentioned that my brother had to take a COVID test. It did come back negative, and that was the last thing to go well. Basically, something happened Wednesday. Oh, okay. Wednesday was the middle of the semester. Good. So Wednesday, I had a lesson. Usually my lessons are Tuesdays. I was, like, somewhat thrown off by that. I don't, like, know why. So then Thursday at 9:04 a.m., my horn professor sent us an email, and the subject line was live lessons. And the first line is, happy days. Live lessons can start immediately. Basically, if you are accepted in, I still don't know what that means, you need to fill out a COVID health screening every day you come to MSU, which makes sense. I will do that, absolutely. You're allowed to in the College of Music only for your lesson time. There's no, like, warm-up time or anything. And they're only going to be 50-minute lessons instead of an hour. Again, fine. It's to have time between lessons to air out the room for 20 minutes. Yeah, so I was, like, super jazzed about that, and for some reason I didn't reply. I think I was, like, in class. A little over an hour later, President Stanley, who's the president of the university, sent us an email. It basically said approximately 2,500 additional single occupancy residence hall spaces will be available to students who want or need to live on campus. MSU will offer more in-person classes with a focus on students that need it in order to graduate on time. There's not going to be a spring break, which apparently most of the other Big Ten universities are also canceling. The replacement will be 3 midweek days without classes spread throughout the semester. So we don't have that schedule yet, but we're going to end a week earlier than usual, so I guess graduation ceremonies can be more spread out. So I guess they're planning on in-person ceremonies, and they're going to require a COVID early detection program for students living on campus and undergrad students coming to campus during the spring. And then they said, so this fall there was 40 in-person classes approximately, and then in the spring they're hoping to do 400 in-person classes, so there's a huge jump. And they're prioritizing, quote, Spartans who need additional assistance to be academically successful, those who have an in-person or hybrid class, and first-year students. So that was sent out, and I was, like, even more psyched. And then an hour and a half after that, I got an email. Everybody got an email from housing. I feel like my voice sounds awful. So housing said they're anticipating a lot of people wanting to come back, which it would make sense. Yeah, so they again say they're prioritizing need, and they use the same wording that President Stanley did. Yeah, they say 2,500 more students. I think in my July-August diary, I talk about a community compact that MSU put out that if you're on campus, you have to wear a face covering all the time while not in your closed room, physical distancing, and then just like clean everything always, just like wash your hands in every surface. So they're also saying that residents are going to be required to do a health screening for them every day and participate in that early detection program, the Spartan Spit. It's the program where you spit and they test it and it's supposed to detect I don't know if it's the virus or antibodies or what, but so they're saying that you can give a bathroom type preference, so that's cool, but they also said they're not going to be able to honor it all the time, which again, I get it. So the request form to live on campus will go live November 9th and close November 16th. And they anticipate, this is a quote, "We anticipate being able to share approvals by Wednesday, November 25th, which is the day before my birthday and the day before Thanksgiving." So that will either be a really fun piece of news or not. Oh my gosh. So those were the emails I got Thursday. This is going to be such a long entry. Anyways, so on Monday, my whole brass quintet recorded videos for our final like performance, and I forget when that's going up, but I will definitely have this up after that happens. This is gonna I just like have no time for editing anymore, so I like don't have the words to describe the editing that I did. So here's like a clip of that. Okay, so I did all of the video editing for that, which meant syncing up all 5 of the videos and the final sound, which one of our trumpet players had edited over the preceding weeks. And it was technically due... Okay, I have to stop this. Hang on. Okay, hello. Welcome back. I am so sick of fighting with my computer. So sick of it. Basically, I'm going to have to explain this really quickly or my computer's going to run out of space and crash, which is what happened on Thursday. So I was editing, it was going okay. It was about 4 p.m, and my computer crashed, and I didn't get it back until after 9 that night. And I spent the rest of the day pretty much like cleaning it out and getting it so that it would not crash. It was just really irritating. It took about 5 hours out of my day to just like deal with that. So that was awful, and it put me, there were 3 homework assignments that I could not do. I only got extensions on 2 of them. My Spanish professor would not give me an extension because, quote, I had all morning, despite having been in class and doing other homework all morning, which I was really offended that he kind of called me lazy. I was a little offended, but my music professors were very gracious. But it did put me pretty behind, and way behind on editing, probably about a day behind. And then like the rest of the week, I don't know, I was just like behind. I forgot to go to my Spanish class, which will probably end up being fine. Like, I don't even know if we take attendance. We do take attendance. I do know that. I remember. Okay. Anyways, I like literally just gave access to... There's a trumpet grad student who's going to edit all of the quintet stuff together, like each individual quintet's performance into one big file, and I don't know where that's going to go or when that's going to like premiere or anything. I just really don't know. So okay, he hasn't requested any more access to it, so I guess he's like listening to it now. And then Friday, my horn professor said something about like keep on top of stuff. He said he's, quote, very hopeful for live classes in lessons and studio class and ensemble. And, quote, I would create a horn ensemble to augment that. And then half an hour later, basically Dr. Stanley told everybody to not get together for football, which is starting up. Why did that start up before academic stuff? Money. That was not like an incredibly interesting thing. And then like the dean sent us stuff basically that said in-person one-on-one private instruction is possible. Faculty members can decide whether or not they want to teach in person depending on like the instrument and their situation and stuff. Also, possible will be in-person ensembles. This was also sent out on Friday. So in band that day, they did like a little survey and they were like, we're gonna assess all of the ensembles and just kind of, you know, gauge interest and also what instrumentation they would have on campus. Also, other courses are being considered, but like honestly, they're saying that by not this coming Monday, but next Monday, November 2nd, there will be more information, but like who knows. So then Professor Wagner sent us, we're gonna do live lessons on Sunday, gonna start 11 or 12 in the afternoon and ending at like 8 p.m. and maybe longer. And then like pretty immediately he sent out, students, I am hoping to start this schedule in 8 days. Remember, this was on Saturday. Sorry, that last email and this email I'm reading you now was on Saturday. And before I do this, I want to emphasize that this confusion is just purely because of, you know, the times. A lot of things are uncertain. Okay, also, this computer's really bad at like picking up details, but you can see the bags under my eye. I'm very tired. So yeah, 8 days, which meant not this week Sunday, next week Sunday. Let me know if this schedule works. My lesson time did. All lessons will be held in the new large band room, which is great. It's a great acoustical space. I would love to do lessons in that room. You will need to get approved by Dean Rail, who is not the normal undergraduate dean, I don't think, and fill out a COVID screening before you arrive. You have to have a bell cover and a slitted mask. At this point, there's no warm-up space. So I said, that will work, see you soon. And he said, and I meant, you know, see you in 8 days, like I had read that part. And he apparently thought I meant the next day, because he said, not this week. Normal lesson on Tuesday, quote, you have some training to do first. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna ask him on Tuesday. I don't know. So I said, oh, I'm glad you said something. Sometimes it's easier to not correct people, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, one question I had was about PPE, personal protective equipment, which is the bell covers and which is the bell covers and slitted mask. I asked basically how we were gonna get it handed out because I don't have any. So I was just wondering, and an hour later he replied to everybody and said, students, it appears some of you are a little confused. No one has any alteration to their lesson time yet. There are many hoops we have to go through before you can have a live lesson. It requires you to do some research on policies at MSU. I will review those with you during your lesson time. I don't even know where to start researching that kind of thing. So I'm going to ask him, like, what do I need to be looking up? Because I feel pretty like I could walk on campus right now and kind of know the policy, I guess, except for the whole PPE thing. Like, where would I get that? You will find out if you have been approved to take lessons. I am not aware of the procedure for getting PPE. It is possible students already at school know those answers. I'm sorry this process is not quick or easy. Hang tight. So he kind of makes it sound like we're not doing in-person lessons this coming Sunday. And then it's going to be delayed even more, but it's all very uncertain. I feel kind of like I felt in August when we still thought that we were going to go back to school. Everything was very like vague and like, we'll tell you later when we've got it figured out, but it was just like this, I don't know, it's this weird anxious feeling about just, yeah. And then I haven't heard from him since. That's basically what happened this past week. Mentally, I continue to do like the same amount of not great. Yeah, and thank God I am done with editing. I added it up, and I know it took at least 15 hours, but I would estimate it took 16 and a half hours all told throughout the week. And that doesn't include time spent hassling people to turn their videos in. So, oh my gosh, and that doesn't even include time spent like preparing for it, because I prepped extensively, which I will talk about later, because my computer's telling me that my disk is almost full and I have to end this or else it's going to cut me off and it's going to like totally mess up my computer. Okay, goodbye. Hi. Bleh. It is Thursday, October 29th. I'm really hungry and I have to shower and I have a whole paper to write within the next 9 hours, and I have to sleep. So I shouldn't be doing this, but I wanted to do an entry because I voted for the first time. Insert picture of that here. I did an absentee ballot and then I dropped it off at my local drop box the other day. So this is exciting. It definitely wasn't what I imagined my first election to be like. So also, it's the 29th right now. But if a miracle happens, I might be having my first in-person lesson at MSU on November 1st, which is just 3 days away. It's really exciting. So, also I've been taking pictures of the tree outside my window where my desk is. You're sitting on my desk right now while the leaves were changing and then as they've been falling off. So I'll put like a little quick slideshow of that in here. That's about it. So, I know what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I think that there's about 8 cases of COVID in my local school system that my brother is still in. So my brother's been staying home from school, but they haven't shut down any like extracurriculars or school itself or anything. They're also claiming that they're all unrelated, even though some of them have come from the same building. They're claiming that no one got it from anyone else. So that's super interesting. Oh my gosh. I know what else I was going to talk about. I'm super excited for November. I keep like thinking that to myself, like, oh my gosh, yes, it's almost November, which I was like, I don't know why I'm so excited for that. Like, it just like started about a week ago. It's because the election is November 3rd, and I just want it to be over. Just to know results, first of all. It's a tense one this time around. Yeah, I should have talked about this while I was talking about how I voted. That would have been a nice flow, but unfortunately my thoughts don't flow. They do this. I want to know results, and also I want campaign ads to end because they really just stress me out. I could never run for public office because, watch, I'll run for public office someday and then this video will resurface. Hey, the future. I guess I've grown a thicker skin, because the reason that me right now would not run for office is because I just could not handle people spreading misinformation about me. That would just stress me out to no end. So I just like would not be able to do the campaigning part. I would be in tears the whole time. But that may change. If I am running for office, vote for me. Oh, also, I'm wearing a moose necklace. Can you see it? Shoot, I had one other thing I wanted to say. I'll think of it tonight as I'm going to sleep. I'm really hungry. I'll probably go get some food. Did I finish that moose thought? Which was very, timely for today, because my mom and I were watching the Great British Baking Show and they were talking about moose. I was like, I got one of them right here. So that was great. Oh, also I'm excited for November because I'm turning 20. I'm very scattered tonight. Like, I don't know what's going on. Actually, I do know what's going on. I've been having an awful week and I feel very like run down and scattered and distracted and unable to get anything done. So always a lovely feeling. Can you hear me? I know what it was. because, okay, so twice now this month when I've been emptying my horn and like rotating it around to get spit out of the bell, it's been like fine for the first couple rotations, and then the F side third valve slide will fall out. And I just did not know what to do. And then one of our grad students did a studio class lecture where he talked about horn repair, and it was very informative. He did a really good job. I really enjoyed it. And one of the things he said was that that's a result of just like wear from taking the slide in and out. Like the pipe will actually get smaller, and so it won't fit snugly in the bigger pipe, and so it will fall out, which I was relieved to hear because I thought that it must be a valve pressure issue. So I was really happy that it wasn't, and that it was just I don't know what to call it. Just wear on the horn. I think that's it. I'll probably do another one of these Saturday. It's Halloween, and it's the Michigan football game, which I think will be a super spreading event, unfortunately. Oh, and also it's the 10th anniversary of when we got Buddy. So I think I'll remember. I hope I will. But I'll I don't know, put him in here. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening, and bye. This is so awkward. This is going to be shaky, and the audio is going to be bad because I'm filming this on my cell phone because Buddy is down here, and I don't feel like dragging my laptop and microphone all the way down here, so I'm filming it on my phone. Honestly, this video is better than my laptop, but the audio is awful. Happy Halloween! It's October 31st. First of all, Buddy is here, and I'll wake him up to get some footage of him awake in a couple seconds, I guess. But I wanted to update that I won't be having a live lesson tomorrow because the university's permission is still pending. So yeah, but it was a good Halloween. This is a picture of some pumpkins that we carved today. Put a little label by it. It's Buddy. That's the one I did. It was stupid and childish, but I really liked it. I am looking way off to the side in this video because I'm looking at me to make sure that I'm not doing this kind of thing to you. Because I feel like if I'm just looking at the camera like this, it will start to waver like this. Also, I don't know how to get videos off of my phone, and I don't have a plan B. So I assumed that there would be no trick-or-treaters out. Realistically, there's gonna be a couple, but there was kind of way more than I would have thought. And there was a lot of people who set up card tables at the end of their driveways. And I just realized how uneven this furniture. Look at that. I'm gonna zoom in on it, but look at that leg not even touching the ground. Anyways, there were a lot of people that set up card tables at the end of their driveways, which I guess is safer, but you're also exposing yourself to so many people. Oh, also, I took a Spanish test that it was on material that I didn't actually learn because I didn't have access to the material, and I still got a 95, so yeah. Okay, so then the reason that Buddy is here, of course, is because today is the 10th anniversary of today when we brought Buddy home, and I'll see if I can find any pictures of that. He was a really, relaxed puppy, to the point where my parents thought that there was something wrong with him. They bought a defective dog, because he kind of just slept a lot. He would be up for eating and being trained, but other than that, he just wasn't interested in doing stuff. And then when he turned 8 or 9 months old, a switch flipped and he just started acting like a puppy and had just so much personality, and that's continued until this day. Obviously he's pretty stiff sometimes, because he's getting old, or he's been a little more grumpy in the past 2 years, I think, but just kind of it's almost like his puppyhood and his adulthood kind of flipped. Do you have anything to say? You stretching? This is very bad. This is like a dad taking home video. Look at the frame, is just mostly my thumb. Can you imagine? Hello. I'm so glad we got you. The way that we picked out Buddy was because you were the last one left. I don't know how people could have passed you up. It's a pretty good dog. My only dog I've ever had. One of 2 pets. The first one was a rabbit, and it stank, and then it went crazy, and then it died. So not like a great experience. You wanna sleep? Good boy. Is there food there? I should go to bed too. For the first time in a long time, I finished all my homework before midnight, and I'm gonna flip around. You're gonna stay right there. Kind of invading your space. Look at your lip. You're fine. For the first time in a long time, I got my homework done before midnight. I was able to just kind of like chill a little bit with my mom, watch some TV. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Happy October. There's dog hair on my sleeve. I'm glad the time is passing. That's what it needs to do for this to be over with. Oh, okay. Buddy and I say goodnight. I'll be back with the November diary. Bye.